Hello and welcome to the channel. Our first video was published to r/maliciouscompliance by a user called Stackhouse, titled "Let Me Cut Those Hours For You." If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, so thank you for that. With that out of the way, let's get on with the story. I was working as a manager for a small general store. When I started, I had another manager working nights with me. The general manager fired him for tying his shoe one night, claiming he was attempting to steal cash. Yes, this actually happened. I observed the audit on the store finances and saw the camera footage. All money was accounted for. The work then fell on me to operate the entire store by myself. I often ran the entire store alone. I ran the register, put out nearly 1,000 crates of freight per week, and maintained the floor, which contained hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise at a single time. Crime and drugs in the area were rampant. Shoplifting happened on a nearly hourly basis. I was getting to the end of my rope after a tweaker broke into my office and stole my backpack. It had nearly $1,000 of stuff in it. It had deteriorated so bad that tweakers were running into the store, loading up carts and running out. Soon after she fired the other manager, the general manager started getting really petty, finding really minor things to discipline me about. If a customer put a box of Skittles back in the wrong place, if I didn't find it, I would be disciplined. Then one day I was called into the back office to be disciplined. She was upset that I couldn't maintain the floor perfectly while simultaneously working the warehouse, the register, and doing the accounting. Turns out they had finally found a potential second manager after failing to hire anyone for a significant amount of time. This gave her and the district manager a power trip. I was no longer their last manager, so they threatened to cut my hours as punishment if I was unable to do hundreds of boxes worth of freight, run the register, prep the warehouse for tomorrow's delivery, fix the entire store, and do the accounting within the 8 hours I was scheduled. No overtime permitted. I went back to the warehouse to think over my options and realized this new manager that they had hired wasn't even trained yet and had yet to demonstrate that he was even capable of performing the tasks. So I walked back into the office, handed the general manager my keys, said, "Bitch, let me cut those hours for you," and walked out. I called the guy I used to close with and he told me how he now works for a pharmacy. He got me a job there in accounting within the week and I nearly tripled my income. The general managers were on salary, so with me leaving, the general manager would have had to work non-stop 14 hours 7 days a week for no overtime. This was a common thing the company would do because staffing was such an issue, especially these days. I haven't been back, but my suspicion is this new manager they had found probably didn't last more than a few weeks. Our second video was published to r/maliciouscompliance by a user called Boohow, titled "I Don't Do Anything Right? Fine, I'll do it your way." I used to work for a private company which was owned by a wealthy woman who could afford to have her dim-witted, stubborn, and mean daughter run one of the departments. It didn't go well, but it was a small department and the mother was more interested in keeping her daughter happy than in making profit. Thankfully the daughter, M, usually only worked a few hours each morning to help me out and then she would leave. I'm all for inclusion and encouraging people to learn new things, but M was not fit for management and definitely didn't have the faculties for accounting. She would help me and I would wait for her to leave so I could fix it, writing legible notes, sending notices, giving customers change and receipts, posting past due notices, etc. This went on for 3 years until I found a better job and gave 2 weeks' notice. M was livid. She felt like it was a betrayal. M started staying all day to do any bookkeeping. She started talking to coworker and customer alike, telling them I don't know how to do my job, I do everything wrong, and it's all my fault we weren't a better department. She would do this in front of my face too, pulling someone aside to talk in stage whispers. I can't do anything right? If you say so. I'll stop doing things my way and only do what you explicitly ask. I won't take the fullest usage from a payment but instead give change like they're buying 1 unit. I won't transcribe her atrocious handwriting. I won't give past due notices. I won't maintain the customer balance spreadsheets. By the end of my last 2 weeks, they had switched from using Excel to using a spiral notebook to log customer payments, gave away the laptop with the old notes and customer contact sheet, and forgave any outstanding balances because insisted my notes were wrong. Meaning they lost a couple $1,000 and clients would have no way to contact them unless they came in person since our department didn't have a designated phone number. But remember, I never do anything right. Edit, word choice. Thank you for watching. I am new to YouTube. Any advice or suggestions you have for me would be greatly appreciated also. If you have a good story you would like me to cover in a future video, please leave a comment. I will get to it as soon as possible. Have a great day.